No Ohio government actions, legislative activities, enforcement actions, or public events are recorded specifically for April 11, 2026, based on available sources. The closest relevant activities occurred on or were reported around nearby dates in early April 2026, primarily involving the Supreme Court of Ohio, Attorney General Dave Yost, and Governor Mike DeWine. Below is a comprehensive summary of major Ohio government actions from available records in April 2026, organized by category, with details on dates, agencies, officials, and key provisions where specified. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Administrative and Judicial Actions, Supreme Court of Ohio. On March 25, 2026, the Supreme Court of Ohio adopted amendments to the Supreme Court rules for the government of the Bar of Ohio, GovBar. Roman 22, effective April 8, 2026. These changes were concurred upon by Chief Justice Kennedy and Justices Fisher, DeWine, Brunner, DeTers, Hawkins, and Shanahan. The final versions were posted on the court's website and scheduled for publication in the April 27, 2026, Ohio Official Reports Advance Sheet 1. Also on March 25, 2026, the court adopted amendments to the Schedule of Fees for Sponsors, pursuant to Regulation 901, effective April 8, 2026, with the same justices concurring and publication details matching the above one. Enforcement Actions, Ohio Attorney General's Office. On April 1, 2026, Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost and Morgan County Sheriff James Fisher announced charges against a Morgan County man for possessing child pornography, following a search warrant that uncovered explicit videos of minors on his phone too. On April 7, 2026, Attorney General Dave Yost awarded $5 in seed funding to Cleveland State University to establish a first-of-its-kind prosecutor training program aimed at strengthening Ohio's criminal justice system too. On April 1, 2026, Attorney General Dave Yost released his eighth and final capital crimes report, criticizing Ohio's unofficial moratorium on executions as a mockery to justice and victims, and renewing calls to end the decade-long gridlock too. Attorney General Dave Yost signed a 15-year agreement, as noted in a legislative summary for the week ending April 10, 2026, though specific details on the agreement's content or counterparties were not elaborated. 3. Proclamations and public awareness initiatives, Governor's Office and Department of Commerce. Earlier in April 2026, exact date unspecified but prior to April 10, Governor Mike DeWine issued a proclamation designating April as Fraud Prevention Month in Ohio. The Ohio Department of Commerce highlighted related fraud prevention efforts in coordination with this proclamation. 4.5. Public Events, Governor's Address. Governor Mike DeWine delivered his 2026 State of the State address to leaders of the Ohio General Assembly. The event emphasized achievements such as balancing the budget, cutting taxes, increasing the rainy day fund, and positioning Ohio as a top state for business over the past 7 years. It also referenced a new law requiring underperforming programs to close and congratulated the legislature on its passage. The exact date was not specified in records, but aligns with his final year as. Legislative activities, Ohio General Assembly tracked bills. No bills advanced or were reported active specifically on April 11, 2026. Ongoing tracked legislation as of early 2026 includes House Bill 93, introduced February 11, 2025, by Rep. Thomas Hall and Sen. Bride Sweeney, pending in House Finance Committee as of May 20, 2025. Restores the Clean Ohio Fund for Administration by the Ohio Department of Development and Clean Ohio Council, noted as priority, House Bill 54. Received final approval from Governor DeWine on March 31, 2025, with no line-item vetoes, effective 90 days later, approximately late June 2025. 7. Senate Bill 356, introduced February 10, 2026 by Sen. Kyle Kohler, pending in Senate Finance Committee as of February 11, 2026. Temporarily increases the homestead exemption and declares an emergency. 7. House Bill 443, introduced September 15, 2025 by Reps. David Thomas and Adam Matthews. Pending in House Ways and Means Committee as of March 11, 2026, prohibits enforcement of delinquent property tax liens against certain owner-occupied homesteads. 7. A general summary of Ohio legislative news for the week ending April 10, 2026, was issued but lacked specifics on new actions that week beyond the Attorney General's activities. 3. These records indicate limited activity directly tied to April 11, 2026, with most events clustered earlier in the month. Sources may not capture all local or unreported actions, and legislative trackers focus on bills without daily session details 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.